You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming the world-famous one and only Frank Garcia is with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glad to have you with us.
Let me remind you. Here.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And we're going to cancel the Amber Alert, Josh. Alex is with us, so no more Amber Alert. We've found him. Glad to see you, Alex. Haven't seen you in forever. Let's see what we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. National Nougat Day. I've beaten anorexia, so nougat looks good to me. Where do you get good nougat? They closed the C's by my house. I never even got to it before they closed. Maybe it was just one of those seasonal stores, but I never got to it before they closed. Maybe that's why they closed. They were expecting more business from some of us well-rounded people. You know, just in case you didn't realize this, round is a shape, and I'm in shape. Speaking of shape, National Spinach Day. Now, I'm not going to say that the ship in Baltimore ate their spinach before they went into the bridge, but you know, because that's a lot of people there. You know, they've I don't know how you get a cargo ship goes across the ocean and the captain can figure his way. I guess you know it doesn't hit any icebergs and it doesn't hit any problems in the ocean. I guess getting close to the port there in Baltimore might cause a problem. It's got to feel bad for the folks, the cars that were on that bridge. It's a well-traveled bridge. Amazing how if you get a chance, check out the video of that bridge going down. It looks almost like Legos. It was not pleasant. But today is National Spinach Day. I'm not a fan of spinach. Maybe cream spinach. You a spinach guy, Frank?
Oh, you know, I like spinach. Yeah, I grew up on a farm and ranch, so spinach was, you know, at least once or twice a week. Yeah.
Once or twice a week. Man, you know something? I might be as thin as you if that was what we were eating out there. Just throw that. Even, you know, I went to a restaurant just recently, my wife and I forgot where it was, but down in Balboa Island, and they served scallops on top of a bed of spinach. So
cream spinach is good.
It wasn't even creamed. It was they did dressing on it, but scallops are good. You know, I'll stick with the scallops. That's okay. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 99 points. The S&P 500 is up 14.35. NASDAQ is up 63. Oil up another 19 cents a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury, 4.26 right now. 10-year Treasury at 4.26. What's driving the markets? Well, according to Bloomberg, I'm not sure it's driving the markets, but according to Bloomberg, Donald Trump is now in the top 500 wealthiest Americans. Maybe it has to do with his company going public today, Truth Social. Are you on Truth Social? Truth Social went public. His share of that, he owns, I think I read 58% is owned by Trump. A little over $3 billion. Not bad for a 2-year project. $3 billion.
Yeah. Only Trump.
Only Trump, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the free speech play. I mean, where else are you going to go? I mean, maybe you can go to Twitter and that's free speech now. But I just noticed this morning that Instagram is putting in a setting where you can minimize political conversation. I have no idea how to do it. I'll have to find, Josh will have to tell me how to get this done, but I have no clue. I used to understand all these different things, but not anymore. And how about Tesla? You see the latest edict from Elon Musk. So if you want to spend the extra 12 grand for the self-driving car, he's forcing the salespeople have to show you how to use it. Now, isn't that a surprise? I'm just going to go out there.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Nowadays, people don't even want to, they just want to go out and get started. Maybe that's why there's a large number of people with Teslas. I think it's the largest now group of cars. Greatest amount of accidents are people that drive Teslas. And it makes a lot of sense why that is. From what I've been told, I'm not a first-hander, but I understand Tesla has a very significant torque. It's very fast off the line. And if you've got a rabbit foot, you're sitting at a red light. I don't know about where you're driving. Where I drive, I can't go, well, my house and our studio is about, I don't know, less than 10 miles. And I don't get on a freeway. I don't need to, thankfully. And I would say at least once or twice every direction between my office and the studio here and my house, there's always somebody that I can see that breaks the law. Every single time. Running a red light, not stopping at a red light. They used to call it a Hollywood stop. Unbelievable. It's just amazing. So it doesn't surprise me if you've got a lead foot and you jump off the line in that Tesla and somebody runs the light, there's going to be an accident. So now Musk says they're going to have to start teaching people how to use the car. Unbelievable. Destiny, glad to have you with us. We're always like saying hello to folks when they check in with us. That's kind of a fascinating story. I just found that, most of us know how to drive, at least if you're old like me. And we're going to be talking about, well, wait a second. I should say if you're old like me, you know how to drive. Another 15 years, what happens? People, I think, forget how to drive when they start getting another 15 years older than me. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it takes 20 years, but we'll see. What else is going on in the world? I was watching the Business Channel this morning, and thankfully, it was early in the morning, so thankfully my pitching arm was not in good shape at the time. Watching the Business Channel, and they're talking about this new NAR settlement and what the changes are going to be in real estate. And they're saying, well, something, the sellers are not going to pay a buyer's agent any longer. And I'm just going out there and saying, won't they?
Such an idiot.
Yeah, you're right. It's an idiot.
Idiot.
Why would the sellers not want to pay a buyer's agent? Do they not want to maximize the sales price of their house? We know that a lot of people want to, anybody can find a house on their own. It doesn't take rocket science to go to google.com and put in there for houses. There's good sites, there are bad sites, but you can find houses that are available for sale on the internet all day, any day. That's not the issue. The issue is how do you drive people to the property? How do you give them incentive to show up to the property? How do you get from the contract to the closing? A lot that goes on in there, and you're not paying them. I hear this one, it drives me bananas all the time. They say, well, they're only working for about 2 or 3 hours, and look at all the money they got. Well, go try and find somebody else that works for 2 or 3 hours to do what that agent just did. Because it's not the 2 or 3 hours that you're paying them for. Think about going into a doctor, and you see the doctor for 5 minutes. He goes through a series of questions, gives you a prescription, and you get better. Are you paying for that 5 minutes of time? Are you paying for everything that brought that doctor to that point in time where he or she could diagnose you? Same thing with real estate. You're paying for everything, the experience that gets to that point in time so that you get a smooth transaction and you accomplish your goals. Unbelievable how some people just don't understand that. You're listening, and something I can say this because I don't sell real estate. So you can't say, well, Ron, it's all you're just trying to work up your commission. No, I don't sell real estate. So it doesn't matter if I was buying or selling a piece of property right now. Even I, who talk to real estate agents all day, every day, I would be hiring a real estate professional to help me out. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, maximizing your Social Security benefits. The famous Frank Garcia is going to help us with that. Make the optimal Social Security decisions. We're going to ask him questions. If you have questions, put them in the chat. If we have time, we'll get to those. Homeowners today have options to avoid foreclosure. We'll see if we get there. And what's the latest with mortgage rates, all that and more. Reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, I still believe, just helped another family, the Home Select program. It's a first position home equity line of credit. If you don't like the idea of a reverse mortgage, and I do like reverse mortgages, but what if you want to have a little bit more flexibility? Maybe you're not quite old enough for the reverse mortgage. The Home Select product is a great product from Geneva, rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. What did rates lock at yesterday? They tell us what they locked at. They don't tell us APR, points paid, points received. The locking rate is what you actually are going to pay when you put the numbers into your mortgage calculator. And again, if you go to ronismylender.com, you can get a mortgage calculator right there, no cost to you. Conventional loans yesterday locked at 6.773, up a little bit. Jumbo loans yesterday locked at 7.071, down. FHA loans 6.607, those were down. USDA loans, that's the rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.705. That was up a bit. And the best loan on the market for those that earned it, 6.426 is the 30-year VA loan. If you'd like to get our thoughts about the market and where it's heading, rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. I send that out each morning as early as the data allows, rsrmarketminute.com. You can go there, sign up for it. It is totally free to you. Today, S&P 500 is just bumped off my screen, up 12.69. The 10-year Treasury up 1 basis point. Mortgage-backed securities down 6 basis points, not meaning a whole lot. Markets are not going to move a lot right now. They'll be volatile on Thursday. The markets are closed on Friday. They close early on Thursday, but they'll be closed on Friday. Yes, we are working. But the bottom line here is, in a holiday week like this, it used to be, when I was little, I was never little. When I was young, basically what happened is if you were in public school, the week before Easter, you were on vacation. If you were in private school, especially the Christian schools, you're off Good Friday and then the following week. Now, every week is spring break from, I think it starts in January and it goes through May or something like that. So spring break is a long time. It varies all the time. So the bottom line here is that we're in this vacation mode. A lot of people are thinking, I think I'm going to take off a little bit. Although those people that were planning on beach days and parks this coming weekend here in Southern California, sorry to be the bearer of bad news if you don't watch the news. It's supposed to rain a lot. But let's take a look and see what's going on. What's driving the markets in any event? It's not the idiots that are on TV, especially Diana Olick, who gives people bad information every single time. Case-Shiller Home Price Index. Home price gains remain rock steady. The Case-Shiller Home Price Index, which is the gold standard for appreciation, showed that home prices fell 0.1% in January, which was the first negative reading since last January. We often see some weaker homes prices in the month of January, but expect them to be well supported throughout the year. Because last January was more deeply negative, home prices are now up 6%. Yes, 6% on a year-over-year basis, up from 5.6. FHFA, House Price Index. The FHFA, Federal Housing Finance Agency, released their home price index, which measures home price appreciation on single-family homes with the conforming loan amounts. Different than Case-Shiller, it does not include cash buyers or jumbo loans. FHFA also reported the prices fell 0.1% in January, but are up very strong 6.3% year over year, down from an upwardly revised 6.7% in the previous report. Durable goods orders in February rose 1.4%, which was slightly higher than 1.1% expected, but January was revised from an already weak negative 6.1 to negative 6.9. guess some people canceled their airplane purchases. When stripping out transportation, orders rose 0.5%, 1/10 hotter than the estimates. Core durable goods rose 0.7%, which was stronger than 0.1% anticipated. But January was revised lower by 0.5% from 0.1 to negative 0.4. Factoring in those revisions, we're not seeing much in the way of durable goods orders, and it's another sign that the economy may be slowing, which we've been telling you that right along. And did you happen to notice this one? So being that I do have these senior moments, I'm not sure I mentioned this yesterday. Did anybody notice Boeing? Well, they were showing their CEO out the door. Yes. Okay. Josh, did we use that joke yesterday? No. Okay, good. So I didn't repeat myself. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Today, thrilled to have Frank Garcia, seasoned expert in insurance and financial services, join us. Frank, with his profound knowledge spanning over 25 years, will enlighten us about the intricacies of Social Security and how to make the most of your benefits, whether you're nearing retirement or just starting to think about your future. Today's discussion promises to be both enlightening and empowering. So welcome Frank Garcia to the show. Good morning, sir.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
You know, I should have mentioned, because I didn't think of it in that opening right there, introduction, is that one of the big things that I've found in my years, and I was licensed with Merrill Lynch at the turn of the century. Yes, I am old. So, you may be getting ready, or you may not even think about Social Security. Social Security is for old people. Well, it just may be that you know a senior, you love a senior, or you want to become a senior. So any of that group, if you fall into any one of those groups, you might want to listen to what Frank Garcia is about to share with us, because I've gone to some seminars on Social Security. Fascinates me how, we got this subject it's the top of mind every 4 years when we go through elections. You hear all the conversation about Social Security. Yet when I go to these seminars and listen and learn, Frank, there's a lot of people that have no clue about Social Security.
That's right. That's right.
They and the information that they have half the time is not completely accurate.
Right.
So, I don't even know where to start, but I think the first one I want to ask you about, because we are in Orange County, California, Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
There are those people in this area that get divorced.
Right.
Right. I think it's down a little bit. It used to be 70% of first-time marriages. I don't know what the number is now. That's not our topic of discussion. We can talk to one of the divorce attorneys about that. But is there a benefit to divorce? Is there a benefit in divorce and Social Security?
Yes. The percentage is 65%.
65% what?
Divorce.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but let me say, I speak from experience, and I'm also a registered Social Security analyst.
Wow.
Studied for 6 months.
I looked at all those things on your name there, and I thought that I was going back to the alphabet. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there.
So, studying that, working with that, and I'll share with you something that really triggered me to do and to expand my education and my benefit to help people, was getting this designation, because I see clients all the time and they have these questions, or they know somebody that have these questions. But back to the question is, what about with my spouse? Can I get a benefit from my ex-spouse? And the answer is yes, if you were married for 10 years and you haven't remarried.
And you haven't remarried.
You have not remarried, correct. So you can get a benefit, and your spouse that you're going to collect from has to be receiving benefit. So ex-spouse has to be at least age 62 and receiving benefit, or completely disabled and they're receiving a disability benefit. Then that's another different issue. Then that's age 50. But so the answer to that question is yes. And I can, tie in a little bit more information pertaining to that. I'm in a second marriage right now. My wife and I are going to be married 26 years, the 25th of April.
Congratulations.
Yeah, exciting. And we joined together 26 years ago to raise our children and make a family and make it work. So, we beat the odds. 67% said we divorced, but we made it. We made it. And one of the things that I looked at in regards to this was, how does that affect her? How does it affect me? Well, her ex-spouse, right? She married 26 years ago. She's not going to get any kind of benefit for him, right? Now, my ex-spouse could have got benefit from me, but she remarried, 3 years ago. So she decided not to. But my wife now, we looked at the issue, and it's a real important thing because we did a roadmap analysis with the program that I have with the Registered Social Security Analyst program that I use, and it came out that it was more beneficial for her to start getting the spousal benefit this year when she turned age 64. She is a leap year baby. So the 29th of February, she had her birthday. She was 16 years old.
Frank, I
don't want to story in it. Don't mess it up now.
I don't want to cause any trouble.
Yeah.
But if you're married, what, 26
years.
26 years. Now,
This
my
April,
math
yeah.
is correct. You only had to go to buy her 9 birthday presents and all that time?
That's right. It was just 9.
You devil, you.
But they were big presents.
Oh.
They were big presents. Yeah.
Big ones. Okay, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, more on Social Security. I've got questions. Do you? We'll talk with Frank Garcia about that. We might also get into what's the latest with mortgage rates. All that and more. Reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Curveball, Josh. We're going to do Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. If you have more than bills, debts, not your mortgage, not your car, but if you can't pay off all your debts within the next 2 months, rsrdebtfree.com. Yeah, I know, 2 months. Yes, that's correct. That's what I said. You either do a debt consolidation loan, take a look at that, or we talk to our friend Chris Corrales, see about getting involved with them and having them negotiate. Let's get those debts under control. Spring cleaning, clean them up, clean them out. Live a better life. What's the latest with mortgage rates? Recent headlines may leave you wondering what's next for mortgage rates. Maybe you'd previously heard they were going to be cuts this year that would bring rates down. That refers to the Federal Reserve, the Fed, and what they do to their Fed funds rate. While cutting or lowering the Fed funds rate doesn't directly determine mortgage rates, it does tend to impact them. But when the Fed met last week, a cut did not happen, at least not yet. There are lots of factors the Fed considered in their recent decision, and most of them are complex. But you don't need to be bogged down by those finer details. What you really want is to answer this question. Does that mean mortgage rates aren't going to fall? Here's what you need to know. Mortgage rates are still expected to drop this year. While it hasn't happened yet, that doesn't mean it won't. Even Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, says they still plan to make cuts this year, assuming inflation cools. Quote, "We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle, and that if the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year," unquote. When this happens, history shows mortgage rates will likely follow. That means hope is not lost, as a recent article from Business Insider explains. Quote, "As inflation comes down and the Fed is able to start lowering rates, mortgage rates should go down too," unquote. What this means for you. You don't really want to wait for it to happen. Mortgage rates are notoriously hard to forecast. There are so many factors at play, and any one of those can change the projections as the economy shifts, and it's why the experts offer this advice. Mark Fleming, chief economist, First American, says, quote, "Well, mortgage rate projections are just that, projections, not promises. And don't forget how hard it is to forecast them. So my advice is to never try to time the market. If one is financially prepared and buying a home aligns with your lifestyle goals, then it could be the right time to purchase. And there's always the refinance option if mortgage rates are lower in the future," unquote. Basically, if you're looking to move and trying to time the market, don't. If you're ready, willing, and able to move, it may still be worth to do it now, especially if you can find the home you've been searching for. Unless you really just want to wait for rates to go down and prices to go up. Not a good suggestion for me. You want to buy them now, take the higher rate now, and if they do come down, restructure, but at least your price of your property won't drop, because that's going to be where you're going to get more buyer demand. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends that's the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, Frank Garcia is with us. And boy, if I look at Frank's signature line, LUTCFCSARSSACEO. Holy cow, Frank. I couldn't even remember all those things. I even forgot the name of that drug that I'm supposed to be, or vitamin I'm supposed to be taking to get my memory straight. But in the last segment, we were talking a little bit with Frank about the concept of collecting your spouse benefit. And even if you're divorced, you might still be eligible. You can call Frank and get that information directly. That's what he does for a living. We're not giving any specific advice here. But the biggest question that you should be asking yourself, either for yourself, for your parent, for your loved one, for your grandparent, and we're going to throw that at Frank right now. And I bet he's going to give me a 2-word answer. Just going to guess. So when should I start taking my Social Security, Frank?
That's a good question.
Oh, I
And-
thought it was going to be the 2-word.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. And let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
As it plays out for everybody, everybody's situation is completely different. Completely different. And the thing that you want to look at first of all is knowing life, knowing history, and LE, which is life expectancy. You look back on your ancestors, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, great grandparents, how long did they live? That kind of gives you a good estimation in regards to how long you will live. Now, if that life expectancy is short, then obviously it makes a lot of smarts, right? Maybe you should start taking it at age 62. But if you have parents, that are living into their late 80s and 90s, then maybe if you don't need the income and it's not demanding on your lifestyle to have that Social Security benefit, it may be to your advantage to wait until, full retirement age or FRA. But what is FRA? So
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so that's a good question. If you were born between 1943 and 54, it's age 66. That's when you would take
43 to 64?
54.
54, okay.
Yeah. If you were born in 55, it's 66 in 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it goes up from there. 56 at 66 in 4 months. So they're adding a couple of months as you see each time that the year goes on and you're born a year later.
The irony is when they first started Social Security, and I wasn't there when they started it, was I think you got your Social Security at age 62, and the life expectancy was 63.
Yeah.
So they didn't have.
Let's not push it. It was 67.
Was it that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I knew it was a very short window.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
So the irony is now our life expectancy. I think we had somebody in here the other day that said that they actually brought a cover of Time magazine, Frank.
Yeah.
And it showed that this person that was on that magazine cover, they said his life expectancy is 142 years old.
Yeah.
So the part that I'm getting at there is we hear frequently that they shouldn't extend the dates of Social Security for young people, not for old people.
Yeah.
For young people. Well, apparently they've already done that at some points, right?
Yeah.
Here.
And the thing to remember too is if you take Social Security early, you're only going to get 70% of what you should have got at your full retirement age.
70%.
70%, right? If you take it at 63, you get 75. If you take it at 65 years old, you get 86.66%. If you take it at age 67, which is full retirement age, right, you're going to get 100%. Now let's go sideways here and let's say that. What about your spouse? What about your spouse? And if she
wait, before you go that far, you're way too fast.
Yeah.
So does that mean I should only take it that everybody has to start taking it at 67?
No, you have to start taking it at age 70.
Okay.
You can't delay it.
Is there a benefit to waiting from 67 to 70?
That's a great question. Every year past full retirement age, it goes up 8%.
8%.
8%.
Now, is it a flat 8, or does the cost of living get filtered in there?
8% plus the cost of living.
Okay, so it's not like you're losing any benefit.
No.
It's enhanced.
They're paying you to not take it.
Okay, so you've got an incentive not to take it because so it's like the government is saying he's going to die too soon, so we'll incentivize him not to take it.
Right.
And you have to be on the other side of it, saying, okay, this is working with a financial advisor like yourself.
Right.
Let's do an analysis and see what the benefits are.
Yeah, we take the information directly from Social Security. You provide it to us. We put it into our roadmap analysis. And with that, we're able to tell you every time we run it 4 different ways that may be the best option for you to consider based on life expectancy, based on your spousal income, all of those issues. If you're just an individual, then, it's going to show you right on your Social Security statement. If you're single. So there's really no magic.
If you're single.
Yeah, you're really no magic to that because it tells.
So is there a benefit if I'm married?
Benefit if you're married is because you're looking at which is the way to have the optimum Social Security regards to your benefit, your wife's benefit, and then the taxation on those benefits is a real trigger factor.
Oh,
yeah.
So now we got. So not only are they going to give me money that I've already put in, they're going to tax me on it too.
That's right. And the issue with that is if you take the retirement early at age 62, you can only make $22,320 this year. And if you make more than that, they're going to tax you. They're going to take $1 for every $2 that you earned away from your Social Security, because that's your maximum income, because you started collecting Social Security
Those
early.
dirty dogs.
Oh yeah, no, that's a bad deal.
Now let's take it another step. And I know that I don't want to get too specific.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like you, Frank. I'm 37 years into a life sentence. 2 weeks will be 37 years.
There you go.
So, and my wife, for the majority of our married life, she was a stay-at-home mom.
There you go.
So she did her Social Security income wasn't very high because she was doing the tough job. So is there a benefit to her can she take it before I take it?
No, you have to start collecting yours, but then she can get up to 50% of what you're collecting, which is a combination of what she would normally collect plus the difference between what she gets and 50% of yours. That is if she's taking it at full retirement age. If she takes it before then, so let's say she took it at age 63, she's only going to get 35% of the 50% that you make up to the maximum. See,
35% of 50%.
35% of your 50% coverage. Yeah.
Wow. Pretty complex stuff.
It is. It's complicated, but with the analysis that we run, you're able to look at it and see which is the optimum time. And keeping in mind life expectancy, and do I need that additional income now, or would it be to my benefit to delay it for another year or another year, because I have the money that I have coming in, so I don't need the additional income.
So I'm going to throw a question at you when we come back.
Okay.
Is there what happens if I make a lot of money in my last, in my later life, after I start collecting? Can I get my numbers readjusted after I've started collecting? I'm going to ask you that when we come back. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel.
Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You having fun yet? You understanding all this stuff? All this Social Security fun? Well, being that I've still got a lot of questions and I don't have a lot of time, not that I'm dying today, but I don't have a lot of time. Josh already gave me the timers left. We're going to continue our conversation with Frank Garcia. Not going to do our Your Credit Matters segment today. We're just going to talk to Frank and see what's going on here. So the whole concept here, Frank. So I'm 60, not quite, but hypothetically, I'm 62, 63 years old right now. And I'm waiting, and I haven't taken my Social Security. Next year, I start taking my Social Security. And the year after that, I win the lottery.
Okay.
And I've got a massive amount of money coming in. Can I restructure my Social Security benefits? Will they re-average it out to give me a new number at some point?
Well, first of all, the lottery issue is going to be basically a 1099 issue.
Right.
It's not going to be a W-2 income.
Ah, okay.
That's the first thing.
So does your Social Security only based on 1099 income?
No, it's based on W-2 income.
I mean, only on W-2.
W-2 income.
So what if I'm self-employed? Don't I get any?
Well, if you're self-employed, then you have to pay into your estimated earnings regards to what your estimated earnings is for Social Security. And you have to pay both ends of it. So you have to pay 15.30%, right?
So I'm paying the employer's share and the employee's share if I'm
Exactly.
self-employed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. There you go.
Okay.
But
So
the key issue regards to income issue in regards to how do you calculate the amount of money you're going to get for Social Security, you have to have had 40 quarters and you have to have 35 years of income, which is the average. They take the highest 35 years and do an average on it, and that's what they come up with to run your Social Security income with the calculations.
So what if you didn't work for 35 years?
Well, if you didn't work for 35 years, then you was disabled or you didn't have any Social Security benefit coming into you, or maybe you was a spouse and you're still going to get half of what your spouse's income, because that issue comes up with, see, the spouse, she stays
Right,
home.
because my wife didn't work for 35 years.
There you go. Well,
so does she get a good goose egg in there in part of her average for
she
some of
ain't
those?
putting a goose egg. They're putting a goose egg. There's nothing been showed up, right?
Okay.
But she's going to get.
So it's not like they average out whatever numbers. They just average out if you're going to take 35 years, and even if zeros are part of it,
yeah,
that's part of the average.
That's right.
So if she worked for 15 years or 20 years, it's not like you just average out over 20.
They take the highest 35 years
Gotcha.
and do the average on it. But she's still going to get your benefit, 50% of your benefit, and you'll get half of that.
Wait a second, Frank. That almost sounds like an advantage here.
Well, yeah.
Because
see,
right now she takes 100% of what I make.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to cut that down to 50%.
I think you're going to be in a win-win situation on that area.
The win that I'm getting is my wife doesn't listen to the show, because otherwise I'd be in trouble.
That's right. That's right.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got so I do get to collect if I'm self-employed as long as I pay.
That's right.
Okay. What about children? So, if something happens to mom and dad, do the kids collect mom and dad's benefit?
Yeah, here's a real good situation. Let's a scenario I'm working on now. I've got a husband and wife. He's very close to being age 70, and his wife is 10 years younger than him. Well, they have a dependent child that's healthy and everything else, 16 years old. Guess what? They never thought about it until they talked to me that he actually can collect a benefit for him, his wife, and for the child going into this. So
So who is it? Robert De Niro or Al Pacino or one of them that just had a kid and he's 80?
Yeah, exactly.
So the kid gets paid.
The kid can get, 50% of his benefit for the number of remaining years that child is still in high school.
So he's in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, if he's
when he gets out of high school,
I don't know. So I don't remember whether it's Al Pacino or De Niro. He was De Niro, so he might be in high school till he's 50.
Yeah.
I just throw that out there.
That's a trick one. Yeah, that's a trick one.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about
me too. So okay. So we got a lot of stuff going on, Frank.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts with it, and it's real important in this world and what's going on around us in every aspect. It's real important to have all your issues in order so that you can see when is the optimum time to apply and receive your Social Security benefit. It's important.
Okay, so what are my next steps, Frank? I mean, we're I don't know where do I start talking to somebody like yourself at my retirement age? Do I start talking 50 years old? When is the time that somebody gets started in getting into this discussion?
I think, the best time that I'm seeing for clients is between age 55 and age 69, because that way we can discuss what they're doing, how they're doing
55 to 69. Okay.
And what and how can it affect you? See, because you've got a lot of people that are self-employed right now. Well, it's real important, you're on that bridge line. Am I really working or am I not working? I'm making good money, but isn't it important to pay into something you're going to have future benefit for, not only because it's there, but so I don't get in trouble with the IRS?
Good point.
It's always good to stay out of trouble with the IRS.
Yeah, you don't want them on your case.
So you want to take at least some income, 50,000, 60,000, 72,000, somewhere in there on a monthly basis from your company and on a W-2 basis. See?
Now, Frank, we have just a couple minutes left. I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Let's go.
Tell me a couple of the biggest misconceptions that you see now that you've gone through this this educational process and you're helping people with it. What are some of the biggest misconceptions that are out there?
The biggest misconception is that they have to start taking it at age 62, because people live over $100,000 on the table because they start taking the benefit too early. That's one of the biggest months, and they like that. Social Security likes that, because guess what? If you're supposed to earn $1,000, right, at full retirement age, and you start at age 62, they only give you $700. So let's just do the math on that. $700. So that's $300.
And then if you're still working at 62, which many of us are,
guess what?
Then they're going to start deducting it.
Yeah, you can only make, right, that $20-something thousand, and as you make more,
that's going to get us a long way
from you. So see, they're setting you up to fail if you take that early.
Wait, Frank, did you really say the government is setting us up to fail?
It's to their benefit.
Wow, what a surprise that is!
Isn't that
they're creative, they're manipulating, they're conniving, and setting us up for fail. Well, I guess we can drop the mic on that one.
Yeah.
And
that's the reason it's important to look at it and see what is the benefit and when should you look at taking the benefit. That's the important thing. As in anything that you're doing regards to your financial industry, taking loans, paying off cars, buying cars, it's important to know what you can do, when you can do it, and how is it going to affect you before you make that decision.
Well, the bottom line here, and I share this on a regular basis. So almost anything any of us do, we're better at than somebody that doesn't do it. And it doesn't matter what it is. I could talk to a plumber, right? And that plumber is going to be 10 times better at dealing with a leaky faucet or a stopped drain than I am. Yes, I can go on Google and I can, look that up. Not going to really come up with anything good, especially because I don't understand how to use a screwdriver. But when you get into something as complex, and Frank, let me see that sheet that you have there for a second. So I'm going to put this up to the screen. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you can't see this real well. But this sheet has all kinds of statistics and data and charts and things like that. Now, I've gone to many, many seminars dealing with Social Security. The stuff changes. The concepts change. People like Frank who are going out there and studying this and have all these different charts at their fingertips, that chart doesn't say if you're a cold-blooded individual that's been paying into Social Security, take your money at 62, right? Doesn't say that on there.
No.
It's got all different options. And you need somebody that's been experienced and understands these things to help you navigate, right? Give you that roadmap to go on there. So the bottom line here is we need you to get in touch with Frank Garcia. Give me a call at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. If you will go, Josh, if you can put this on the screen. I know we got about a minute left. RSR links. RSR link. Is it links or link, Josh? RSRlinks.com /Frank. rsrlinks.com/Frank. That's going to take you to Frank's site, rsrlinks.com/Frank. And that'll get you right over to a chat with, and I don't even know what it's going to take you to because I haven't looked at it yet.
Put your dad in.
But, you can put your dad in there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to get you right over there to Frank. Set up a consultation with him. Get on his books. Get on his calendar. You gotta pay for services. It's there's no free lunches in this world, but I'm sure that Frank's going to take care of you. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on Ron Siegel Radio. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.